you came. I appreciate your support. And the play is called A Long Walk for Water, and it's a collaborative effort of several artists. Dorie, Ellzey, Blesoff wrote the original music and songs for the production. Carl Spike created the sounds and the drumming, and I wrote and directed the play, and the play is adapted from a children's book called A Long Walk of Water by Granderson, who gave us permission to write a play. From her book, it tells the true story of one of the lost boys, Salva, as well as a young girl named Naya from the Dorie tribe, that just water to her family. This book's been read by millions of elementary, middle school, high school students, to libraries, to classes, and so it's a great book. And if you'd like to help support us, for a suggested donation, you know, you can have up to $5,000, I know. Also, Carol Beckwith and Angela Fisher wrote a beautiful book called Dinka, and they have been photographing the Dinka tribe, or African tribes, for over 35 years, and they gave me permission to use images from their book, and it's great for them. And also, I'd like to ask Arik and David and William to come up here. We had a talkback last night, and give them again. This is William. This is David. And they are all members of the Dinka tribe. They are all lost boys, and William and Arik started a nonprofit organization. William told the story last night. It was so moving. I mean, this is the true story. Actually, this is all of their stories. And they went back to South Sudan, and they started a nonprofit organization. They built 7 wells there, and they teach reading to over 1,500 women and children at the wells daily. So they've gone back into the country, and their stories are stories of courage and faith against incredible odds. And they have these, they have these T-shirts, and for $20 you can have a T-shirt and want to go to this nonprofit who's very doesn't have top management financial issues. They pay very little, and they do a great deal of good. And I want to give you all can share this, but none of them, they don't have this book, so I'd like to give this to the 3 of you, and you can pass it around. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But we have been fine. Before we lost one of the farmer in the United States.
And they'll be outside after the show if you'd like to visit with them. So if you turn off your cell phones, people can.
Tonight, you will hear the stories of 2 children from South Sudan, Salva and Naya. The details of the story have been fictionalized, but the major events depicted are based on Salva's own experience. I read Salva's story for many hours. I read books and accounts of other lost boys. For Naya's part of the story, I talked to other girls who saw the wells being drilled in villages like Naya's. The conflict in Granderson Park's book, A Long Walk to Water, began with the Second Sudanese Civil War that started in 1983. Many factions were involved, and numerous changes of leadership took place over the duration of the war. But, in essence, the opposing sides were the Muslim government to the north and the non-Muslim dominated government in the south. Millions of people were permanently displaced, unable to return to their homes. Among those displaced were hundreds of thousands of lost boys, like Salva, who walked in desperation through southern Sudan, Ethiopia, and Kenya in search of safe haven. In 2002, nearly 20 years after the war began, the United States government passed the Sudan Peace Act, officially accusing the Sudanese government of genocide and the deaths of more than 2 million people. 3 years later, a peace accord was signed between the North and the South. 6 years later, a referendum was scheduled, during which these citizens of Southern Sudan voted to secede from the North and became an independent nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the long walk for water.
It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. And I'm walking. I just keep walking until I find it. It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. And I'm walking. I just keep walking until I find it. It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. And I'm walking. I just keep walking until I find it.
Hello. My name is Naya, which means beautiful. I am 11 years old, but I look much older because I'm tall. Oh, this is called a jerrycan. My tribe's name of it is a bing. I gather water from my village. I bring it back in this. Going is easy because I can do this. But sometimes I can do this. I pretend I'm hugging my mama. And then sometimes I can do this. Oh, I leave a trail of dust high in the air like a fast fleeing, fearless antelope. Or sometimes I can do this over my head to keep from baking in the heat. Or sometimes sit on it to get thorns out of my feet. I must not stay too long, for it will take me half the morning to walk to the well. I get weary. It's the thorns, the heat, the time, but I love my family, and it is my duty to bring them water.
It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for water. And I'm walking. I just keep walking until I find peace.
And every day
taught Arabic because it is the official language of Sudan. But I like speaking in my language of the Dinka tribe that I belong to. But we are required to learn the Agada. My teacher drones on and on and on. I like school, and I am a good student because I already know the lesson. I'm very bright, so it is hard to listen. I just let my mind wander to the road home. It goes ahead of my body. Just 5 more minutes and I can leave. My 2 older brothers, Ari and Rain, started school before me. My younger brother, Kuol, started when he was 10. I started last year, now I'm 11. My 2 sisters, they do not get to go to school. It is their duty to stay home and learn how to keep house with my mother. I come from a very important family. My father owns many head of cattle. He's also a judge of my village, an honored and respected position. He also has many wives and many sons. Oh, but I have a very important duty. I take care of many cattle. I take them to the watering holes where there's good grazing. Each year, I get more cattle to look after. My younger brother, Kuo, he only gets to look after 1 cow. I look after many. I also have to look after him. All the sons of my father get to play together. We make cows out of clay. Oh, we make mayo, which means grape. Mayo is my favorite cow. And Mapir, which means white. And Melon, which means red. Oh, it is very hard to make a good cow. They have to look healthy and fine. I make the most and the best cows. I'm also a great hunter. I hunt birds and animals. They are very fast, so it is hard to spear one. But I will soon. Some of the others have gotten lucky. They gather wood to build a fire once our catch is plucked and cleaned. But the other boys, they aren't very good at cooking. I have to tell them, the fire needs to be bigger. It won't last long enough. Oh, no, we need more wood. Turn it over before it is ruined. Finally, they get it right. Oh, it sizzles and drizzles. It smells so delicious. Oh, and eat. It is very small, so it is finished just like that. As I said, my father has many sons. I wish I hadn't talked about eating, because now I am hungry. I am very important to my mama. She stops the grinding of her needle and goes to the side of the house that faces the road. She shades her eyes like this, and as soon as she sees me, she brings me her best bowl of milk. I see her bright orange headscarf, and I raise my arm in greeting.
Get down! Everyone! Into the bush! Do you hear me? Not home! Don't go home! They will be going into the villages. Stay away from the villages! Into the bush! Go! One of you! Now!
The war started 2 years ago. Rebels from South Sudan, where we live, have been fighting against the government of the North. The government wants us all to be Muslims. We are all required to speak Arabic. The government has no tolerance for religious differences. But we dream of our independence, to be our own people, with our own government, where we can live in peace. The war has come to our village, and now we flee in all directions, like a flock of geese with my Agada.
Salva land, a until he could not run anymore. Then he walked for hours until the sun was nearly gone from the sky. Other people were walking too. There were so many of them, not only from the school village, but from the whole area. The people stopped walking when it grew too dark to see the path. Everyone stood around, uncertainly speaking in whispers or silent with fear. Then some of the men gathered and talked for a few moments. One of them called out, "Group yourselves in villages. You will find someone you know." Salva heard the name of his village, Lunaric. Relief flooded him. That was his village. He found a few people he had recognized, but no one he knew well. As Salva walked, the same thoughts kept going through his head in rhythm with his steps.
Going. It's my family. I want to see them again. No one is seeing ahead from my family. Later in the day, word passed that the rebels were here. As we walked along the road, we passed by several of them. They surrounded us and then took us back to the rebel camps. There, they split us up into two groups. Men on one side and women and children on the other. I saw boys a little older than me being put in the men's group. So I, son of my Win Duke Arek from the village named for my grandfather, I joined them.
Hey!
Father, now I'll never get to see my family again.
You, over there, with the women and the children, you are not a man yet. Don't be in such a hurry.
The smudge on the horizon gained color as Naya drew nearer, changing from gray to olive green. The dirt under her feet had turned to mud, black sludge, until at last she was ankle deep in water. Naya took the plastic cup, scooped up the brown muddy water, and drank. Then she filled the container all the way to the top. Wrapped the scarf around her head first, and then placed the heavy container of water on the top of her head. With the water balanced on her head, and her foot still sore from the thorn, going home would take longer than coming had. Salva stayed with the group from Lunaric. It was smaller now without the men, and except for the infant, Salva was the only child. In the evening, they found a barn in which to spend the night. It took Salva a long time to go to sleep. Salva tossed restlessly in the itchy hay. Where was he going? Where was his family? When will he see them again? When he awoke, something was wrong. No one else was in the barn.
No, why did they leave me? Why did they wake me up? I'm not a child. I wouldn't have been in any trouble. I wouldn't have complained. I could have helped. Why does nobody believe that I'm a man?
from the Dinka tribe like you. See? I am not Nuer. I have no fault with you. May I sit?
Of course, Auntie.
Good Lord, child. You must be hungry. Eat.
God bless you, Auntie.
Where are your people? Are you an orphan?
No! I have a father that owns many head of cattle, and a mother who waits for me at home, and as soon as she sees me, she brings me her best bowl of milk, and 2 older brothers and 2 younger sisters, and the younger brother that I have to look after.
It's okay, brother young one. We will find him.
I was at school, and the rebels came into our village, and there were gunshots, and my teacher told us not to go home, but to flee into the bush. And I don't know where they are.
A bad thing this war. You may stay with me, and I will feed you the little that I have. And you can fetch firewood and water from the pond, because you are man, yes?
Yes.
We will be friends, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Oh. But I have sad news. We must end our friendship in 4 days. The pond is almost a puddle, and the winter is coming, and the dry season. When the time comes, I will travel to another village where there is more water.
I will go with you.
You cannot. The soldiers will leave me alone. An old woman on her own. But for you, it would be too dangerous. You are a man now, yes?
Yes.
You will make your own way. But whatever it is that you walk, but for sure to walk away from the fighting.
I am home now. Oh, my mother, she is making me boiled sorghum meal with milk from her goats. But now she is nursing my baby brother so he can become big and strong. After lunch, I will show my baby sister, Akia, how I pour the water into 3 jars. She must learn. So someday she can make the water. And then I must rest. But tomorrow is another day, full of walking. 7 months of walking, every single day. Oh, the other 5 months, we leave our village and we come by a big lake. For our pond here is empty during the dry season. We not only leave our village because there's no water here, but because there is much fighting over the land between my tribe, the Nima, and the Dinka. Men and boys are often hurt and killed during the fighting. But during the dry season, there is no time for fighting. I go to the lake, much bigger than the pond, and I dig, much digging with my hands, until I see a little bit of water. I carefully scoop it up in my cup, and I save it in my container for my family.
Good news. On my solo journey, I came across a woman with many strong men. I asked to go with them, for they are Dinka. But the men, they do not want me. They said, "He is a child. He will slow us down. Another mouth to feed. It is hard to find food. He is too young to do real work. Ha! He'll be of no use to us." But then the woman, seeing that I am a man, she reaches out, touches one of the men. She looks at me, she looks at him. She says nothing. And then the man looks at me, and he says, "We will take him. He's Dinka. Women in my country can be very persuasive. Another woman gave me peanuts with a long journey. And the journey became never ending. Night and day, we journeyed. When I was tired and did not want to go on, I would just say to myself, I will see my family. I will see my family. He had little to eat, but few fruits, unripened or worm rotten. And my peanuts were finished by the third day. I started to fall behind. But luckily, my friend Buksa from the Chol tribe was right beside me. To say the truth, I know very little about Buksa, except his name, Buksa. He lagged behind also. Oh, one day, as we were walking, Buksa hears something. He hears a sound of a bird, and he runs, following the chirping through a field of stumps and trees. And then he stops to where the bird has landed, and he cocks his ear to listen to a new sound. It grows louder and louder and louder. Buksa stands motionless. The silence is getting to me. I say, what is it, Buksa? Jet planes? Bombs? Gunfire? And then I hear it. A beehive. A giant one. Boom. Oh, and then all the men of Buksa's tribe and me, the only Dinka, we built a fire underneath the tree. The smoke from the fire circles underneath the hive. This was to make the bees sleepy. And then we slowly removed the hive from the tree. Oh, so quietly. Oh, but the bees woke up and they were not happy. Ow! They expressed their unhappiness by buzzing, swarming, and stinging. Stinging a lot. My arms were lumpy and my eyes were swollen. Buksa had a fat lip. Oh, but I remember. My belly was filled with honey and beeswax, luscious golden sweetness. As it is said, no pain, no gain.
The walking seemed easier now that Salva had something in his belly. He had managed to save one last piece of honeycomb and had wrapped it carefully in a leaf. The honey was gone, but he chewed it for the memory of sweetness. One evening, making his usual walk around the campfire, hoping to see a familiar face.
Hey! Ow! That was my hand you stepped on. Oh!
Sorry, are you hurt?
It is fine. But you really have to watch where you are walking.
Sorry.
Is your family here? No, mine.
I'm Salva.
I'm Mario. Oh!
Sorry. Do you know where we are going?
East. We are walking east into the morning sun.
I know we are going east. Any Dinka can tell we are going east. But where in the east?
Ethiopia. East of Sudan is Ethiopia.
Ethiopia? That is another country. We can't walk all the way there.
We are walking east. East Sudan, Ethiopia. Madam. It doesn't matter. Don't you know if we keep walking east, we will go all the way around the world and end up right back here in Sudan. That is where we will find our families.
Let's just go. Wait. I know where we are. Just over that hill of your toot. My father told me a name. They are called people of the lion. When one of them dies, they come back to bed as a lion with a great hunger for human flesh. Don't be afraid. It is said that antelope, wildebeest, and moose live there. So the lions will prey on them and leave us alone. Don't be afraid. That means that we will find food. But for now, we must sleep for tomorrow's journey.
Salva? Salva? Salva! Oh God! Salva! Oh. Where is your father? Your mother, your sisters? Are they not with you? Well, nephew, we are together now. I will look after you, eh? Ah, who is your friend here?
Oh, this is Mario.
Ah, hello, Mario. Then I will be your friend as well. No, Mom. When I left from the army, they let me keep my rifle. So I will shoot us a fine meal as soon as I come across something, anything worth eating, eh?
I have been coming to the lake every year since I was born. We bring little, we sleep in makeshift shelters. My mother has grown to hate the camp. My older brother and my father, they go off to hunt. And my mother, she worries. She is afraid that they will run into the Dinka and be killed. Others from our village have lost loved ones this way. We've been lucky. But my mother, she still worries. Will we be lucky again?
Oh, my uncle was thrown to his well. This very day, he shot a topi. A young antelope. We men, we skinned it, butchered it, and roasted it. Smoky, meaty aroma fills the air. I was drooling. When it was finished, we devoured it. I gobbled it up. My uncle reminded me that I could chew with my teeth, but I was famished. There was plenty for all. But I regretted my haste in eating. After so many weeks of not eating, my belly rebelled. I, as well as many others, ran to the edge of camp to release my belly of the charred meat. Hey, it was not funny. That night, I fell asleep at the edge of camp away from Uncle and Mario. And the next morning, when Uncle came to wake me, Mario was not with him. One of the people of the line had risen from the dead and dragged him away. I saw the blood where he lay. I told him not to be afraid. I told him not to be afraid, that I would take care of him. But now I'm afraid. What if the lion waits for me?
Oh, my little sister, your eyes are fever bright. Oh, my little sister, please make it through the night. I'll sing you lullabies. I want you all night by the light of the moon. And Mama, don't you cry. My little sister will feel better soon.
And here is my baby sister. She is not well. She does not move. She is silent. 2 days ago, she cried much. But now she has no strength to complain. I I'll be so happy to hear her crying again. Cramps, diarrhea, fever too. Adults recover, although they may continue to suffer on and off for years. But for children, many of them starve to death with food right in front of them. There is a clinic 3 days away with medicine that can heal, but we are worried that she will not survive the journey. What if she does not go? We worry she will not survive here. We worry. I do not want her to die.
Salva, I have a gun. I will shoot any lion that comes near. Okay? Salva, I will stay awake tonight and keep watch. Okay? Salva! Salva, we will be out of lion country by tomorrow, and I will shoot any lion that comes near. Okay? The Nile. We will soon come to the Nile and cross to the other side. The Nile. It is the mother of all life. We will come to it at its broadest stretch, and it will look like one big, beautiful lake. But it will take us very long to cross to the other side.
And what is on the other side?
Desert. But after that, Ethiopia. So for now, we must cross the lake.
But how? I don't see any boats.
What? You didn't bring your own boat? Then I hope you are a good swimmer.
I am tired of walking. I'm tired of not knowing where we are going. It's Mario and my family. And now you say that we're to swimming across because there are no boats?
Salva, I was only teasing you. There will be boats. But for now, we have got a lot of work to do. And I know that you can do it. Because you are a Dinka, a man of the tribe.
And there was a lot of work to do to make the boats. Long reeds were laid out in bunches. Each end of a bunch would be tied together tightly. Then the bunch of reeds was pulled apart in the middle to form a hollow. And layers of reeds were added and tied to make the bottom of the boat. It would take a full 2 days to build enough boats.
Oh, we are busy. We gather cut stalks while the others are at the water's edge cutting down tall papyrus grass to give to the boat builders. Once we have lived their entire lives by the water's edge and know how to weave reeds together to form shallow canoes, we must hurry. We do not know how near the war is. There are planes with bombs flying overhead. I'm needed. I'm feeling a lot better. I told them that I would be of help. Those others who left me will now be sorry that they did not listen to me. I'm Salva, a man, Dinka.
The sound you hear, that is Naya's sister, a kid. She is still dealing with woods, able to laugh. Naya sits with her on the bed. Sometimes they play a clapping game. Her sickness comes from the water. The water here is dirty and contaminated. It must be boiled to a count of 200 before our kid can drink it. But the water from the lake bed that Naya gathers is so small Let the boy live to a count of 200, the pot would be left dry. And Naya must drink at once to sustain her for the journey. The illness comes from the water. It's the water. It's the water. Making a baby sing. It's the water. It's the water. Making a baby sigh. Too far from medicine, they get help when their strength is almost gone. We need good water now. We need our babies to be safe and strong.
We have made half our journey across the Nile. Now we rest on an island in the middle of the lake. This is where the fishermen live. The food you will not believe. Fish, hippo, crocodile meat, yams, and sugar cane. They have the whole river to water the crops. We all had to beg for food from the people of the Nile. Except my uncle. I don't know if it was because he was the leader of the group or because they were afraid of his gun. Hunger is new for me. At home, we always had food. Sorghum, milk, rice, and beans, and mangoes. They do not have mangoes here. My father would go to the market on his bicycle. And since he was loaded with groceries, he would stick a mango in the spokes of his bicycle wheels. I would run and grab a mango before he even got off. A bright orange mango, the color of my mother's headscarf. There was much fruit near the seed of the mango. I would suck and nibble on it for hours. It is time to sleep. Soon, there will be a huge dark cloud that rises from the water, the reeds, from everywhere. And then, there's a high-pitched whine that hits the air. The fishermen quickly go to their tents. No more talking, no more eating, no more anything. They just vanish into their white mosquito netting. They even dig ditches inside to pee, so they don't have to leave their tents. Then, thousands, no, millions of hungry mosquitoes mass so quickly that in one breath you would have a mouthful. They get in my eyes, my nose, my ears, everywhere. I can't even sleep. And the next morning, I am covered with bites that I scratch until I bleed. Today, we travel to the Cocoa Desert. We must take plenty of water. I am lucky, but I still have the bottle that the kind lady gave me. But the others, they have nothing. They have to tear strips of cloth from their clothing to soak, so at least they have a little bit of water with them. When we get to the desert, it is like nothing I have ever seen. No grass, no shrubs, no trees, no grazing cattle. Only tiny emerging evergreen acacia bushes. I have no chance against the desert. Thorns gall my feet. My lips are parched and cracked. And Uncle cautions me to drink as little water from the bottle as possible. I begin to fall behind and start to wobble from side to side. I see no one. And then I stumble and a rock and my toenail is torn completely off.
Salva! Salva married Tut Ike. Do you see those bushes?
as far as those bushes. Can you do that? Salva, Mami, Dut, Alec. Salva, Mami, Dut, Alec. Do you see those logs? Can you walk through those logs? No! What are you doing? You cannot save them. They will die and you will die with them. Salva. Come. Rest. We will be out of the desert by tomorrow. It will not be long from there to the high-tech refugee camp in Ethiopia.
Uncle, if I am in Ethiopia, how will my parents find me? When can I go back to the Loon Attic?
Salva, I have talked to the people here, and we believe that the people of Loon Attic, Salva, we believe that the village was attacked and probably burned. Salva, anyone that would have survived that attack on the village would have escaped into the bush. No one knows where they are now.
At least I'll have you in Ethiopia.
Yes, we will be together for a while, but then I must leave. I must return to Sudan to fight in the war.
But I'll have no one. Who will be my family?
There will be many Dinka in the camp. We are family. We look after one another. They will look after you, and you will look after them. You will make new friends. Together, we will create a new heaven and earth, and we will call it the Republic of South Sudan.
Uncle, when you go back to Sudan, you might meet my parents there. You can tell them what I am. Or you can talk to the people that you do meet and ask where the people of the Loon Attic are now.
Of course I will let you.
Hands on your heads! Are you with the rebels?
No!
Where are you from? Where are you
We
going?
come from west of the Nile. We are going back to a refugee camp there.
Take off your clothes. And your shoes. Oh! Ah! Pick them up! Ah! 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 Ah!
Leave him alone, leave him alone.
I have been back at the village for several months now, but soon it will be time to go and camp by the big lake next Sunday. Yesterday, some strangers drove up in a jeep. The children ran out to meet them, but I stayed back, for I do not trust strangers. My older brother, Deb, he led them to my uncle, who is the village chief. My uncle greeted them and offered them tea. They talked under the shade of the house for a long time. Other men from the village were joining them. I waved at my brother. Deb, come over! What are you talking about? He says, what? What? The nearest water was a pond a half a day's journey away. I could have told them that. As the men were leaving, they walked past our house. I followed them to see what they were up to. The men, they walked. And then they stopped at a tree. They talked to my uncle for a long time. Then another man, he walks 50 paces to another tree, and he stops. Then another man, he walks to the middle of the trees. One tree on his right and one tree on his left. Then the men at that tree and this tree and the one in the middle talk to each other in a strange language. Then one of the men, he translated for my uncle. And I still cannot believe what he said. Here, in this spot, this is where we will find water. What are you talking about? I know this spot. Here, right here, in this spot. I know like the back of my hand. We dance and sing around a big bonfire. Here, there isn't a single drop of water in this spot. Or, unless it's raining.
I would march toward the refugee camp, and I would make it. I would survive. My family gives me the strength, and I would make it.
The men left the village. We had to clear the land between the trees. it was hard work. The smaller trees and bushes had to be burned or uprooted. The long grass had to be scythed and hauled under. And there were poisonous snakes and scorpions hiding in the grass. It is dangerous work. But the earth, it is rock hard and dry. How can there be water in such a place?
I have never seen so many people in the same place at once. How can there be so many people in the world? More than hundreds, more than thousands. Thousands of thousands. Lines, masses, clumps of people. Children, elders, women of the village, standing, sitting, crouching on the ground, lying down with their legs curled up because there's no room to stretch out. Food, water, medicine, safety. No men with guns or planes flying overhead with bombs. I sit with those with no families. Each day, I walk through camp looking for my family. I look at every face. I go to the entrance gate and I see long lines of people. Emaciated, hurt, sick, all exhausted. My family. If my family is here, I will find them. Orange headscarf. Oh, she is tall, like my mother. But I cannot see her face. There's too many people in the way. But I can almost strike her. Mother! Mother, please!
You see? It's a red giraffe. It's a tall neck drill that goes into the ground. More men, 2 trucks. They dig. The trucks loaded with plastic pipes. My mother, she walks between the village and the space between the trees. She carries my baby sister on her back. She takes rocks, ties it into heavy cloth, puts it on top of her head, and carries it to where the red giraffe drills and drops it onto the ground. Others are pounding rocks to make gravel. Why? I don't know.
This is not my mother. I remember what my uncle said. The village of the Loon Attic was attacked and burned. Few survived and no one knows where they are now. I know I am alone. I'm all that's left of my family. My father would no longer bring me mangoes. No more milk or food from my mother. And a soft hand to stroke my head. No more laughter over clay cows or shared meals over open fires. How can I go on without them? How can I not go on without them? How can I not
They have the water to put it in the ground so the drill will not break. And they get water by driving to the pond every day and filling a big plastic bag full of water. The bag in the truck, it springs a leak, so they patch the leak. Within the patch springs a leak, so the patch has to be patched. In the bag, it springs another leak. The drilling, it stops. The workers in the blue overalls are angry. They're tired of working. The leaks discourage them. But their boss, the chief, he laughs and jokes with them. They patch the bag again. The workers, they continue.
The rain falls in torrents. Masses of armed soldiers have arrived in trucks. The Ethiopian government has fallen and they are shutting down the camp after 6 years. Foreign aid groups are being kicked out and all of us here must leave Ethiopia. Forcefully, they are pushing us toward the Giro River. Thousands are running and screaming and the soldiers, they fire their guns in the air. They are pushing us back to Sudan. In the Giro River, there are crocodiles.
3 days we've had to listen to the sound of the drill, but one day the workers, they sounded excited. We ran to the site. Everyone was running around following the orders of the boss, and then whoosh! It was a spray of water high in the air, and not the water boring the hole. No, it was new water, clean water. Everyone cheered and laughed, and we sang a song of celebration.
I made it to the other side of the river that day. Thousands with me died trying. Drowned, shot, attacked by crocodiles. Sitting on the banks just before crossing, I saw a young boy plunge into the water. He was able to stay afloat and little by little move in the right direction. But then, a moment later, his small head began jerking oddly and his mouth was wide open. Maybe he was screaming, but I could not hear over the roaring river, the rain, and the thousands of other voices. And then another moment later, he was pulled under. And I saw a flick of a crocodile's tail, and a cloud of red stained the water. Soldiers were shooting at those on the banks and in the water. I had no choice but to jump in. And then a little boy, he jumped onto my neck and held on so tightly, I could not breathe. He forced me under the water, but I came back up and I was pushed down under again. And then finally, his grip loosened and I plunged up and back for a full breath of air. And next to me, the boy was lying head down, blood streaming from a bullet hole in the back of his head. His grip forced me to go under the water. He saved my life. It must have been hours in the river with rain, madness, currents, blood, screams. One body of many bodies flailing our arms and legs until we felt the mud under our feet. And then finally, reaching shore, choking and sobbing for breath. The next day, we began walking. Not home, to Sudan. Well, everywhere. Not back to Ethiopia. They would shoot us. But to Kenya. In hopes for refugee camps. 1,500 boys and young men some only 5 years old, and me leading them south. I remember my little brother Nicole. I took care of him. I remember my older brothers Alyse and Breon. I learned from them, now I will teach. I remember my sisters. I will use their gentleness. And my father, I will use his strength. I remember my mother finding me food. Now I will feed those who follow me. I remember my uncle. Most of all, how he encouraged me in the desert. One step at a time, one day at a time. Just this day to get through.
We march, we walk, 1,500 strong towards Kenya. It's a long walk for freedom. It's a long walk for freedom. It's a long walk for freedom. And we're walking, we just keep walking until we find peace.
And every time we feel despair, we find a sign and we travel there. We rest for a while, but we cannot stay. Mile after mile, sometimes we pray. Deliver us another day. Strengthen our will to find a way to loving God in a home that's new. Keep us from harm, help our dreams come true.
You walk with us.
We walk with you.
The water, it went whoosh. It was no good. It was muddy and dirty. The little boys, they tried to drink right away, but their mothers held them back. They have to dig deeper. Deeper! Deeper, there will be clean water. But then they will have to install pipes. They will have to install a pump. They will have to make a foundation with gravel. And then they will have to pour cement around the pump. And then it will still be several days before we can drink the water. It's yet another long walk of water.
A, B, C. A, B, C. ABC, ABC, ABC. A, B, C. I'm learning English before leaving the camp here in Kakuma. Michael and Ellzey from Ireland is teaching me. The Ellzey, they come and they go. I do not know if the next one will take time to teach me. I only know Arabic and Dinka. But in English, there are only 26 letters. In Arabic, 28. And in Arabic, the letters are joined together and may look different depending on what letter comes before. English is much easier because the letters stay separate. Today, Michael is teaching me to spell my name, Salva. I've been living in refugee camps the past 5 years. They're all the same. Tall, barbed wire fences to keep us seen unless we are leaving for good. 80,000 of us. Mostly boys and young men. In the villages nearby, they do not like us here. They sneak in and steal and fights break out. People are often killed. There's not enough food. We're often hungry. There are few medical volunteers to help the sick. It is hard to have hope when there is so little. But I keep hope. I'm learning to read and play volleyball. Ha!
Papa! Papa, what are you doing?
Building the land. Getting ready to build.
To build what?
Can't you guess?
No.
What do you think we are building here?
A house? A barn. A barn.
No. Something better. A school!
A school?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Pretty well here. No one will have to walk through the barn anymore. So now, all of the children will be able to go to school.
All of the children, Papa.
Yes.
But girls too.
Yes. Girls too.
A school. A school.
Now go and fetch us some water.
A school.
A rumor was spreading through camp. The United States, America, 3,000. 3,000 boys and young men have been chosen to go live in America. The only ones helping you. If you are sick, you will not be chosen. They will not take you if you've been a soldier with the rebels. And only orphans are being chosen. If you have a family, you must stay here. After many weeks and months, a notice was posted in the camp's administration tent right over there. If your name was on that list, you'd be chosen to have an interview to see if they wanted you to go to America. Many times, I have gone to check the list, afraid to look, torn between hope and no hope. I think maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too young. Each time I've gone to check the list, and there have been many times, my name was not on it. But today, my friend yelled at me that my name was on the list. I did not want to look in front of the others, so I took the list. My friend told me that my name was on it. Maybe he was wrong. Maybe it was another name. Maybe he was playing a joke. Salva, Rochester, New York. Salva, Rochester, New York. Salva, Rochester, New York. I go to America.
The Lost Boys. That is what they are called in America. Boys who have lost homes and families because of the war. Lost because they have wandered weeks, months, years before they made it to the refugee camps. Salva, a lost boy, was going to America. He rode in a truck from the Ifo refugee camp to a processing center in Nairobi, Kenya, into his form to be filled out, photos taken, a medical examination, all a blur for Salva, except one moment when he was given underwear, socks, sneakers, a brand new t-shirt, long pants, and a long-sleeved white shirt. He wondered if he would have to wear all all these clothes at once. Yes, the worker explained. It is winter in New York. It is very cold there. There they will give you more clothes. Salva could not believe that he would have to wear all those clothes. The next day, for the first time in his life, Salva would fly towards America.
Excited to leave, but scared to go. Anxious to learn, ready to grow. I'm leaving the life I know. My village is scattered, my family gone. I face a new journey, it's time to move on. I'm leaving the life I know. Will somebody greet me with arms open wide? Will they help me keep all my dreams alive? I'm coming, just like a bird I fly.
Every person has their own seat. And luggage too. With all the padded seats and the hundreds of people and all the luggage, I was afraid that the plane would not get off the ground. But somehow it did. Like a great bird flapping its wings with shrieks as it took off into the sky. Everything looks so small. I see so many houses and cars that crawl like ants. I know there must be thousands of people down there, but I cannot see a single one. Coca-Cola. It is so good. My father brought us back a few bottles from the market one day. We had never had it before. It was a rare treat. Oh, all those tickling bubbles jumping around in my mouth. I remember my family passing the bottles from hand to hand, sharing and laughing together.
The journey to Salva's new home required not one, not two, but 3 planes. The first flew from Nairobi to Frankfurt, Germany. The second flew from Frankfurt to New York City. And the third from New York City to Rochester. In New York City, all the boys were taken to different gates. Salva was the only one going to Rochester. He worried. What if my new family doesn't show up? What if they change their minds? What if they don't like me? When Salva got off the plane, he was amazed. He had never seen so many white people in his whole lifetime. When his plane landed and he made it towards the waiting gate, there was his new family, Chris the father, Louise the mother, and 4 children. Salva said hello and thank you many times. These were the only words he felt sure about. Oh, and yes, they did have more clothes for him. When the glass door of the airport terminal opened, the frigid air hit Salva's face like a slap. Never had he felt such cold before. In Africa, the temperatures rarely dropped below 70 degrees. Leaving the airport felt like leaving his own life behind.
I have been living in Rochester over a month now, and yet to see a dirt road. All the roads are paved, and cars whiz by so fast, I'm amazed that people can cross safely. All the buildings have electricity. And there are white people everywhere. Snow still falls from the sky. It will be 3 months until it is completely gone. My studies keep me busy. They help me to focus. So many new things to learn. Missing my family. Oh, and the English language is so confusing. Like the letters O, U, G, H. Though, gruff, through, ho. The same letters pronounced so many different ways. Oh, and confusing. how words change. You say chickens when you talk about the animals that walk and squawk, quack, quack, and lay eggs. But you say chicken when it is on your plate to be eaten. We are having chicken. Even if you cook the 100. My English is improving. I'm learning to read, and I'm playing volleyball. I joined a volleyball team. Setting and spiking are the same in all languages. Ha!
Salva has been in Rochester for more than 6 years now. He was going to college and had decided to study business. He had a vague idea that he would like to return to Sudan someday to help the people who lived there. Many days the idea seemed impossible. War, destruction, poverty, disease, starvation. Problems not solved by rich people, governments, or big aid organizations. He thought about that question a lot. One evening, at the end of a long day of study, sitting down at the family computer, Salva opened his email. He was surprised to see an email from his cousin, who was working for a relief agency in Zimbabwe.
United Nations claim your father stomachs. My father? They found my father!
Salva learned that his cousin had not actually seen or spoken to his father. He was recovering in a remote part of southern Sudan. There was no telephone, no way of communicating with the clinic staff. Salva immediately began planning to return to South Sudan. Arrangements were difficult. He would have to get permits, fill out dozens of forms, organize plane flights, and ground transportation. Months of planning and no way to communicate with his father. He was frantic, asking himself, what if my father leaves the hospital and tells no one where he is going? What if I get there too late? I will never find him again. At last, all was in order. Salva flew to New York City, another flight to Amsterdam, and a third to Kampala and Uganda. It took 2 days to get through customs and immigration before he could get a smaller plane to go to Juba in southern Sudan. Then he rode on a jeep in dusty dirt roads into the bush. Everything was just as he remembered it. After many days on the jeep and nearly a week of exhausting travel, Salva entered the shanty that served as a makeshift hospital.
Hello?
Hello.
I've come to visit you.
You visit me? But what?
You are my way to Agada, aren't you?
Yes, that is my name.
It is me, Salva, your son.
No, that's not possible.
Yes, yes, it is me.
Salva! My son! 19 years. 19 years. The baby wanted to get a car for you, but I would not let it. I never gave up hope that you are still alive.
My mother?
She's at home in the village.
I must see her.
No!
There's still 1 million miles. It will break down. Both sides will try to push.
the others?
And Ring survived the war. But Alec, I know that your brother Quill did not survive.
Nicole, you think I was there to take care of him? I always complained about having to take care of him. If only I could have made
Now! On that trip today. I'm happy. We are together. Those life were tears.
Both of you. How are you?
Years of drinking contaminated water is giving me guinea worms. They are very fond in my stomach. I was weak. I walked 300 miles to come to this road. I was barely alive. And it's exaggerating. But he was successful. Soon, I will be strong enough to make the long walk home. Remember, Radinka!
As soon as it's just safe, I'll come back.
You will be there, waiting.
On the plane back to the United States, Salva replayed in his mind every moment of his visit with his father. He felt again the coolness on his brow when his father sprinkled the water blessing on him. And an idea came to him of what he might be able to do to help the people of South Sudan.
In honor of Elm Street School. This is the name of the school in America. The children at the school raised money for a well-to-do bank. It's now finished. The cement has been poured around and left to dry. The pump has been installed. Today I was the first in line for water. My uncle pumped the water for me. Oh, a stream of water flowed, and I filled my bottle quickly. The water, it's not muddy or warm. It's cool and clear. It is delicious. All these years, we've been sitting on that spot for our bonfire celebrations. Our whole lives. In all those years, we never knew we were sitting on top of good water. People from other villages will come and use this water. No one is to be refused. So I will never have to walk to the pond for water again. There are rumors that the man who built the well is rumored to be Dinka. But the scars on the men at the Nuer and the men at the Dinka are very different. But the crueling, he has no scars. But why would a Dinka bring water to us? Well, there are rumors that he has built wells for many of his own people. But now, he's built one for us. I go to thank him. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing us out.
What is your name?
They call me Naya.
Nice to meet you, Naya. I'm Salva. It's a long walk for water. It's a long walk for freedom.
It's a long walk for peace, and we're walking. We just until we find peace.
Peace is becoming an independent republic.
Peace is feeding a child in me.
Peace is no more war. Peace is knowing my son is alive.
Peace is building a new school in our village for boys and girls.
Peace is clear water for my sister and you.
Peace is having hope when there is none.
It's a long walk for peace. It's a long walk for peace. It's a long walk for peace. And we're walking, we just keep walking until we find peace. It's a long walk for peace. It's a long walk for peace. And we're walking, we just keep walking until we find peace. It's a long walk for peace. It's a long walk for peace. It's a long walk for peace. And we're walking, we just keep walking until we find peace.
Battery decided it didn't want to live any longer in my atmosphere. So I apologize, you didn't get to see the images and the sound. So if you want to come back tomorrow as my guest, feel free. Also, maybe Arik and William and David will let you look at the images in their book, and they will be at the end of the hall to talk about their organization and their story and